This is, to me, extraordinary, because I keep thinking back to when Prime Minister Vajpayee came in the early 2000s, and we had a big dinner for him with 1,000 people and felt like a big event. Here we are, 60,000 people. I remember watching last year Prime Minister Modi's Madison Square Gardens event, 30,000 Indian community in America, and I thought, wow, that's amazing. We're double that here. So this is extraordinary what's happening here, because this visit is a landmark visit. Not only is it the first prime ministerial visit for an Indian prime minister in almost 10 years, it's also a prime minister who's had a majority in India for the first time in 30 years, who's got a clear vision for India. Make in India, digital India, smart cities, clean India. It's just one thing after another that he's focused on in developing India, and he's been traveling 27 countries around the world to spread that message about India, about brand India, and also to attract investment into India. But what he's also doing every time he's going abroad is he's connecting with a 30 million strong Indian diaspora. And here in Britain we've got 1.5 million Indians, the biggest ethnic minority community in Britain. What is more important, we're not just the biggest, and I don't mean this in an arrogant way, I mean in a proud way, we're also the most successful ethnic minority community in Britain. And thanks to the opportunity that this wonderful country has given us, Indians are now reaching the top in every field, whether it's in members of the House of Lords, House of Commons, ministers, senior civil servants, reaching the very top, sports, the creative industries, architects, manufacturing. The most successful business people, some of the most successful business people are Indian. So the Indian community is now in the UK excelling. I thought that Prime Minister Modi's speech in Parliament yesterday was fabulous. Firstly, it's the first time a serving Indian Prime Minister has ever addressed both Houses of Parliament in Westminster. So he's made history by doing that in the Royal Gallery, and that is a very special place. That's where Angela Merkel addressed us, that's where President Xi of China addressed us, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed us there. And his speech was wide-ranging. It was not just focused on business at all, it was about the whole relationship between the two countries. And he really got across the point that we have a special relationship and we have mutual trust and respect. Although we are 65 million people in Britain and India is 1.25 billion, 20 times bigger, we still have mutual trust and respect for each other. And he also made the points about all areas of engagement, whether it's food, whether it's sports, whether it's culture, and terrorism, fighting together against terrorism, whether it's our defense forces serving together. We've had 3 joint exercises between our armed forces. This is really special. So it really conveyed the strength of the relationship on a global basis, in a global context, and on a bilateral basis between our two countries. It was very good. You see, the £9 billion announced yesterday was great. However, this trip is much more than that. This trip is about highlighting the opportunity that exists between the UK and India on an ongoing basis, not for years to come, but for decades to come. The follow-up from this visit, the amount of business that will be done, the amount of interaction between the two countries from this visit, that's going to be way, way more than the £9 billion that was announced yesterday. This is a long-term commitment, and it's wonderful. I think that Narendra Modi seems to exude a sense of strength and vision, combined with a clarity of communicating it and a clarity of executing it. If you can do that, you can have a clear vision, communicate it well, and then lead everyone and take everyone with you in an inclusive way, then you make a great leader. So far, the fact that he won the election last year in the way that he did, the fact that he is the first Indian Prime Minister born after India's independence, this is the new India. For a start, you could see genuinely Prime Minister Cameron's amazing respect for Mr. Modi. You can see that he does respect him, and he will learn a lot from him. For example, Mr. Modi is a brilliant communicator. David Cameron's a good communicator as well. But Mr. Modi, today when he speaks in Hindi to this audience, he will demonstrate he is one of the best orators in the world. And I'm sure that the complexities that Narendra Modi has to deal with in a federal system. Here in the UK, we have Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. In India, it's 29 states and union territories, and diversity and complexity at the highest level in the world. So there's a lot that David Cameron can learn from Narendra Modi. We live here in the UK in a truly open democracy, in a free society with free speech and the right to protest peacefully. That will happen, and one's got to accept that. And similarly in India, you have the same free speech and the right to protest. And I think you have to allow that, but I hope the positive messages will way, by miles, outweigh any of those negative messages that are coming out from there. And of course, Prime Minister Modi is very aware that his predecessor in the last BJP government, Prime Minister Vajpayee, had led the India Shining government, a government that was hitting growth rates approaching 10% GDP growth a year. And yet, they were voted out because their growth was not seen to be inclusive. So he knows that it has to be inclusive growth, and India's democracy is very robust. So I think as long as he continues with his vision and on his path, and he executes it and he implements it in an inclusive way, all will go well.
Well, actually, it's every day has exceeded my expectations because of the sheer numbers of people that have come out in support for Prime Minister Modi and his plans for developing India. We have 60,000 people coming here today, which is unprecedented. No other democratically elected leader has ever received such a reception on foreign soil. It is something that is truly remarkable, and so every day of this journey of the last couple of months has been special. There are stories of people that have spent hours and hours just doing small tasks to make this event happen. The rockbed of our entire organization has been the 450 voluntary organizations that have all come together on one platform. Never before have so many Indian organizations stood together, united, to say, yes, we believe in India's progress and we believe in a man, in Narendra Modi, that can fulfill that. So they have been a real source of inspiration, a real source of support. Along with that, we've had over 2,000 volunteers that have, from all walks of life, from all communities, that have come and said, look, we have an expertise in a particular area, give us a chance. We want to do something else, give us a chance. And we've built it block by block to see what you see here today. The relationship is a very established relationship over centuries now, and India is the third largest investor into the UK, and the UK is the second largest investor into India, and therefore it is a relationship between two partners and two equal partners. So I think it's not only the numbers, but it's the quality of those announcements. For instance, the civil nuclear pact that has been signed between the UK and India really cements the element of trust that this relationship is based upon, and that's something was very special and something very important. That this is a visit that is focusing on the future. India is a country on the move, and Britain wants to be a part of that, and also wants to see more and more investment in this country. And I think this visit has been long overdue.
We are all here to welcome and sort of felicitate one of the best ever Prime Ministers India has ever had. And why we are all here, why this excitement? Narendra Modi stands for whatever India is for. He epitomizes all the values of India. Tolerance, land of opportunities, he is a symbol for all Indians who can make it by working hard and can come up. It has shown that India is a land where everybody can aspire and make it happen. So what people feel is he is one among us. He's come from the rank and file. He's set us all on such an inspirational journey with his innovation, development, and all that mantra, that people think that, okay, I see Narendra Modi in myself, I see myself in Narendra Modi. And they think that he is one among us, so they identify with him. And it's celebration of Narendra Modi's life. What we're doing today is almost celebrating India and all of us. So that's why we are here. As a human being, he has sacrificed his life He's not like any of us who bothers about his family and other things. He has completely dedicated his life. It's not easy to do that. And that's one thing, he stands out. He works hard. He works 20 hours, 18 hours a day, relentlessly, no holidays, nothing. I don't think anybody in the world can do that for so many years. You can do it for 1 month, you can do it for 2 months during an election campaign or something, but not forever. He does that. And as a politician, he is focused. He has tread the path which others have not tread. He has not picked up those items, those items which are like high big ticket items which make him popular. He picks up things like Swachh Bharat, toilets for women. And he's very innovative. He's looking at increasing protein value in the dal. He's going and talking to people how they've innovated a banana which has increased its vitamins. So these are the things. He's a working prime minister. He wants to make things different on the ground. He's not a prime minister who wants to give a bhashan at macroeconomic level. He doesn't even know the deep intricacies of economy, but he knows how to make a country better. I think he's one of the best program managers today in the world. He knows what he needs to do. He picks up the right things and he makes it happen end to end. That is his forte. Many of them pick up good things, many of them envision good things, but where they fail is making it happen and realize the benefit of that. He's a master at making things happen and realizing the benefits. That's what makes him stand out. He is on the right path. He has quite a few achievements to showcase for such a short time, given that last 10 years was one of the darkest periods in the recent past. Given that, in contrast, he has achieved a massive achievement in the short period that we have seen him. He's put us on the right track. If you're talking in terms of electoral language, has he delivered all the manifesto? I don't think this is too short a time. You should ask this question when he completes 5 years and say, have you delivered on your manifesto? How many you have delivered, how many you are not delivered? But he is work in progress and quite outstanding achievements in such a short time. Firstly, protest is a hallmark of democracy, of tolerance. If people in India are protesting in such a huge manner, they could do it so easily. That means India is a tolerant nation. Not only tolerant, highly tolerant nation. Much more tolerant than US of A. You mark my words. You could not have done it in USA. So they were able to get away with so much to the extent that a lot of it was false propaganda. That means India is a tolerant nation. This government is tolerant. The people at the helm of affairs are tolerant. Now coming back to why people are protesting. See, he is an icon. When he comes and you protest, you get into limelight. You're piggy riding on Narendra Modi's popularity. It is your day of 2-minute fame. Tomorrow, if you do it next week, who's going to look at them? And I don't mind some protests happening. So they can do it, and they get some more fame. Fine, they're presenting their point of view. Need not be that their point of view is the right point, but they should be given an opportunity to present what they want. That's fine. This is democracy, and no better place than UK to do that.
He's a very grassroots, down-to-earth leader. In fact, in my opinion, it's the first time India has actually a leader who's become prime minister of his own, on his own accord. All the earlier prime ministers were born prime ministers. He wasn't born. He has, like everyone else here, all the NRIs here who made a living, who made a future for themselves. Mr. Modi has come a long way in politics, and he has got a vision and hopes to have a bright future for India. When you do something big, when you do something great, you're likely to have opposition. And that is what it is. And I think a lot of people fail to understand Mr. Modi for his vision for India. There's no doubt that India is such a large country and it's got all sorts of democratic forces. There will be a lot of people who will have different views, and that is the very nature of democracy. In fact, the opposition is most welcome because that makes Mr. Modi and his party and the government realize that where they could do better. And I think people who oppose should not be just confrontational. They should try and find working together with democratic means.
I think that he's making the slogan of Make in India, so different companies from all over the world, they are coming and they are manufacturing in India, which will definitely increase our GDP and increase our growth rate of the country. They are focusing on the FDI, they are focusing on different packages, they have given different packages to different states, and they are focusing a lot on infrastructure as well. So I think, we are getting on there. Once the infrastructure is done, then, we will come back to research and development, and I think that we'll be superpower under Mr. Modi in next 20 years.
He's inspiration for us. Like if you see the brand he has created for India, which was nothing 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like if you see New York, Sydney, London, all over the world, they are talking about him.
Yeah.
And he's inspiration for youth of India. Like we can start working now. He has set targets for us, and we need to work on his projects. Whatever he's creating, we have to just take it ahead and work on it.
I think he has two special characteristics. One is his marketing skills, and the other one is his oratory skills. So from his oratory skills, he is able to get the votes, and from his marketing skills, he is able to create a brand India, so that companies from all over the world can come and they can increase the growth of India. Every person has his own negative and positive side, so I think we should see the positive sides, because Modi has 99% of positive side as compared to 1% of a negative side, which is not due to Modi but some of his party workers. So I think that as a chief of BJP and as a Prime Minister of India, he will definitely take strict actions, enforce more laws, and definitely will get on there.
India is our second home. We are British first, we are Indian second. So India is our second home, and we are here proud of him. We are here to welcome him and support him all the way. What we can do from here for our country in India.
I think what he has achieved in Gujarat was exceptional. Brilliant infrastructure, brilliant economy, and if he transfers same thing onto the government level, I think that will be some achievement. And I reckon he has got strength, and hopefully he's got support of rest of the party to go up there and achieve. He's achieving fantastic all over the world today. So hopefully when he goes back home, he can quieten these people down who has not got...
Or make them understand.
Who quieten who down?
The protesters.
My name is Pandav Mahto. I came here for the help for Mr. Modi. Nepal is the border, and the borders belongs to the India and the Tarai, the Madhes. And the last 3 months, we are protesting right of the constitution in Nepal. And Nepal government are killing to us, 56 people killed by the Nepalese government. And still they are not listening our voice. We are, and now that's why I came today. I'm alone in this country now. Few families are from Madhes, but I came here, might be listen someone my voice. We are the farmers. In the Madhes people are the only depend on the farming. And the last 3 months there is no transportation, so there is just destroy all our fruit, vegetables, and that's the problem. Maybe they can help us because Mr. Modi can approach the right, the Madhesi right to talk to the Nepal government.
The Her Voice campaign is a group of 9 Indian NGOs that are coming together to stand in solidarity behind women affected by violence in India. We're NGOs that work with women and children across the whole of India. I work for Snehalia, so we work within Ahmednagar in Maharashtra with women affected by sex trafficking.
Well, we thought it's important to raise this awareness because, for example, India's Daughter, the documentary, Modi he's been denying it, he doesn't want people to know about it, and we're here to represent the women who've been affected by this violence, which are the women who have been in our NGO. So we're here to represent them, and all the people are voiceless.
It's just here today, and us with our crowds and our students and our supporters, but today we're here to speak for all the women that we work with across the thousands of women that we work with across India. And since Modi's come into power, where women's rights have really dropped off the agenda and things are getting worse and worse, and we just think it's time for Modi to take a stand and really bring gender equality back into the forefront and be a real priority for India at the moment. At the beginning, when he first came into power, he did comment and say that he was going to prioritise women's rights, but we haven't seen any evidence of that, anything actioned in that spending and budget for projects involving women's rights and gender equality. We're calling for all men and women around the world to stand in solidarity with our women and Her Voice. And they can do that by going to www.change.org/Her Voice and signing our petition to stop violence against women in India.
you're celebrating the downfall of the tricolor. You guys are not Indian.
Not BJP. Ask Congress, not BJP.
Go and see and ask Congress.
You want to forget your past, would you?
Yes.
If your father was killed, your mother was raped, your sister was raped, would you forget your past? No, nobody would forget your past.
It was past.
Your mother was raped.
It was past.
You can't fight. That's what you can fight the army.
This is a different issue. What we have to worry about is what I'm talking about, and the reason why I've come out today is India is one country. It all belongs to all of us. We want to live in peace and harmony with each other.
This is something wrong.
But there are issues. There are a lot of
That's what we wanted to look at how many people there. Yeah, nearly thousands of people, and you are the few people, like 15 people from our protest. We know. Yeah, but the incident happened. The thing is, incident happened in 1984. Yeah, you blame Modi. He just started ruling a few years ago.
Let's look at it. These guys are different. I'm talking to you guys as an individual. Yeah, you are my brother. I'm your brother.
Of course. Yeah, why not?
At the end of the day, what happened in 84 happened in 84.
Yeah.
But there are still prevalent issues to this day need to be addressed.
Of course.
At the moment,
But remember now when Modi came. He's only been in why 50 years nobody has been in the government only for 17 months. Let the time come. Let the time come.
Yeah, that's it. You know,
first, and then we can respond after. Of the Guru Granth Sahib having pages ripped out of it and it's being spread all over.
Who done that?
We don't know. This is the point. Nobody knows who is. It's for human rights. But the target. I don't want the Congress Party in charge of India. I don't want the RSS. I don't want any of this. It's nothing to do with me. All I am doing is my right as a human being.
My friend, this will lead the Congress back into government.
This is not a particularly BJP program. Yeah, this is a Indian national program.
Exactly.
Yeah? And he is the prime minister.
And we are Indian nationals just as much as the Hindu majority are.
The problem will be solved. You need to talk. Yeah, you can't come and protest because of many thousands of people.
No, but this is what I'm saying. We're not here to fight. We're not here to fight any of you.
No. We don't say that. We don't say that you fight. We don't say that you come and fight with us. We love you. I know. End of the day, we all together.
So express their own opinion.
You know that. End of the day, we all together. We never think that Sikhs are separate. Yeah.
So everybody has the right to be able to stand up and say what they feel. All it is, we're not attacking you guys. We're not attacking anyone. All we are using this as an opportunity.
That's what he says yesterday. British government.
Exactly. And this is what it is. So when all the people who are here look at this situation and are aware of the issues that we're talking about, then we can work together to try and change things. We're not here to, like I keep saying, we are not here to fight all of you. We're here to work together to bring awareness of the issues so that we can actually turn around objectively as Indians living in this country and living back in India and work to actually make things better.
But the time is wrong. The time is wrong.
No, in fact, it's completely the other way. The time is right because we have the whole eyes of the world on us today. Everyone in the world is watching us today. So what better opportunity is there for us to turn around and say, you know what, India is not perfect.
We need to listen as well. Yeah. Sikhs are much better off today than 84.
Oh, agree.
Congress was in 84.
But
things are much better.
But as we said, but as I've said, and this is the reason why I'm separate from everybody else.
The thing is, when you protest, even Modi also need your support. Yeah, because you guys come and do the protest. He also think like few people are coming to
No, but hold on, wait. So are you saying in Punjabi we say you can't do any Mali the girl? You're not allowed to say anything bad about anyone because it may prejudice the opinion of other people?
It's not like that. No.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Why now? Why now?
Because at the end of the day, the eyes of the world are on us. This is our opportunity. This is our opportunity. Now, also at this time, as I've said, you weren't here, my friend, so you didn't hear. There are pages of the Granth Sahib being ripped out of Guru Granth Sahibs up and down the course of a Punjab. There are mosques and Christian churches being looted up and down through the whole of India.
Law and order to find in
So if we can't raise the issue now, then when can we raise it? When can we raise it?
Paints a picture as if Modi is behind this, but Modi is not behind all of this. No. This is a wrong occasion. This is a wrong occasion. Wrong.
No, but Modi is wrong. No. But what they're wrong about, the whole government is wrong about this, is that when we are looking, who is doing all these atrocities? Who is committing all these acts? Is it not the government and the police?
No. Definitely not Modi.
definitely not BJP government. Definitely not.
If these things have happened in the last 3 weeks, 3 weeks they've happened.
Listen to us. As we told you, it's not about Sikhs and it's not about Hindus.
It's not about anyone. It's about human beings.
You're
fascist. A fascist is a fascist, whether he has brown skin or not.
It's about people who commit acts of crime.
The flag is showing your flag is saying something.
We did. Mrs. Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi fought a paid the price, didn't they?
यार कोई नहीं यार इंडियंस ही हैं सब
Namaste. साल मुबारक। भाई दूज की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। Good evening, Wembley. A big thank you. Big thank you for being here. This is a historic day. For a great partnership, and you are the heartbeat. Between two great nations, two vibrant democracies, two wonderful people, we are celebrating this very special relationship in this very special venue. With friends of India, especially Excellency Prime Minister Cameron. I was told that London will be cold, but not this much. You are wonderful, and warm welcome makes me feel at home.